Welcome to the Adobe Digital Academy. We're so excited you're joining us.
The Adobe Digital Academy started in March of 2016, and it's a true partnership between Adobe's social impact team and Adobe's talent team. The program is an accelerated pipeline for non-traditional candidates to get into careers. After 12 weeks of an internship, Adobe supports them in their career search for whatever is next.
As part of this program, interns get on-the-job experience, ongoing feedback, a supportive community of Digital Academy alums, as well as support from managers and mentors.
I think it really allows us to continue to push the envelope on innovation and creativity. Because they've learned in such a fast, intensive bootcamp environment, they're able to approach something from a totally different perspective, and it leads to new solutions.
Having an intern join our team was great because I have a senior team. It just adds a lot more energy, a lot more enthusiasm. But they probe on things and don't take things for, they don't assume certain things.
While everyone's experience is a little different, we've learned some things along the way that have helped past program participants be successful, and wanted to share some of these learnings with you. Approach this program with a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that things like our abilities, talents, and intelligence can be significantly improved and developed through hard work, getting input from others, and challenging ourselves. This is contrasted with a fixed mindset, the belief that our abilities, talents, and intelligence are innate traits that we either have or don't have.
When you approach situations with a growth mindset, you perform better. And that's particularly true when things are challenging. Instead of giving up, we put in more effort. We try new strategies. We ask for help. And in fact, we even think about challenges differently.
How do you approach your work with a growth mindset? First, simply knowing about a growth mindset and the research behind the brain and its malleability is a step in the right direction. Remind yourself that your brain is most likely to change when you're working hard on challenging problems.
Our brains are made up of neurons. These neurons are connected to each other, and they communicate with one another. That's actually what allows us to think. It turns out that the stronger the connections between these neurons, the faster we can think, and then the smarter we are. We can actually strengthen the connections between these neurons when we learn new things and work hard on challenging things in particular.
Talk openly about mistakes and failures and use them as opportunities to understand where gaps in understanding are. Oftentimes, mistakes can feel threatening, but in fact, they are a normal and expected part of this internship. Carve out some time to dig into a mistake to discuss what worked, what didn't work, and strategies to improve. Don't just brush past them or focus only on what's going well.
I wasn't afraid to look like I didn't have the knowledge. I just wanted to get the answers because the answers were going to help me propel myself forward and apply it later.
Similarly, when receiving feedback, use it as an opportunity to grow and improve. Critical feedback is one of the most helpful ways for us to improve. While it can be hard to give and receive feedback, it can make us feel defensive or sad. Know that everyone gives a lot of feedback at Adobe. Use feedback as great learning opportunities. Track your progress over time and set learning goals. When you take the time to reflect on your growth, you'll probably notice that you're a lot better at things now compared to when you started the bootcamp, and you'll continue to grow throughout the program. To help track progress, set learning goals for yourself.
I worried that I wasn't going to catch up or that I was never going to be as good as the next person. Engineering and programming, if you're coming at it from an outside perspective, it's kind of intimidating, and it's hard to imagine that you're ever going to understand it and really get a grasp of it. But as with anything, it's just time and showing up and practice. I was just terrified of making mistakes and showing failure and breaking things, making bugs. Later on in my experience, I learned that that's the only way to learn, really, is to break things.
This program can be challenging. There will be things you don't know how to do, and that's okay. If you're feeling like you're not fitting in, know that these are normal feelings for a lot of people when they join an organization. Your mentor, manager, or a past intern are great resources to go to in those cases.
When I first joined, I wish I had known that other engineers here at Adobe has felt that sort of imposter syndrome feeling where they don't feel like they know what they're talking about, but they're kind of having to get through it. It's very easy to feel intimidated by the talent that's here and to know that even the most experienced engineer felt that.
If you're feeling stuck on a challenging problem or aren't sure how something is supposed to work, ask a peer or chat with your manager or mentor. These are useful strategies to practice in the workplace.
Finding a technical mentor that was able to sit over my shoulder or be hands-on whenever I needed to and build that relationship, understanding that that person is a professional and they have a job, so it's up to me to bridge that gap and make them a resource for myself.
Here are some things you should be doing as part of your internship. Keep a list of questions for your manager and mentor to review in meetings. Regularly ask how you can continue to learn, grow, and improve. Give your manager feedback on what they're doing well and what they could do to better support your learning and growth. Share mistakes you've made and talk through why you made that mistake and what you could do better next time. Embrace challenging work. Get involved. Join an employee network or a social impact group.
Most teams, they don't have enough resources, so people are doing multiple things. So when you see opportunities of work that you can feel or you can do, don't be afraid to volunteer and do it. Go talk to someone and say, yeah, maybe I can do that. I don't know it, but you can teach me how to do it. People see that you're actually willing to do whatever it takes to kind of help move the product forward. That's the kind of people look for.
We're so excited to have you as part of this program. We have high expectations for you and know you can succeed. We will do everything we can to support you in your success. Welcome to the Adobe Digital Academy.